Alright, story time. So you see these here, these are the mounting bolts for the rear brake caliper on this Harley Davidson. This is my 2016 Road Glide Special, and I was cleaning the other day and I noticed this bolt was completely gone and this one was like hand loose, which is scary, right? Because if this comes off, gets caught in the wheel, whatever, all kinds of problems, plus no brakes, you know, you get it. I freaked out a little bit because I had just less than a month before had it in the dealer, and they supposedly did a full safety inspection and checked all the critical bolts and everything. So I thought I was pretty safe. It's just a good thing I was pulling my bags off to kind of clean stuff under here when I noticed. And so I called them, and I couldn't make it there that day. And I called around to auto parts store. Long story short, I ended up going to a specialty nut and bolt store, and I got this bolt, which you see it's a little bit different color. That's because this is a steel alloy. It's a little bit stronger, can handle a little bit more of the pressure and the temperature changes of being, you know, a critical bolt on a brake caliper, whereas this is a high grade stainless. If you're a nut and bolt guy, I think you can see those numbers on there. You can probably tell me what that means, but anyway, it's a good bolt. It's not like, you know, I went to Lowe's or something and it's the right thread and everything, because what I did is I took this bolt out, took it to the specialty nut and bolt store, and then they got me this one. Exact same head and everything. I looked up the torque spec for my bike. It is 43 to 45, or 43 to 48, excuse me, foot-pounds of torque. Now what I did is I took this bolt, and since it's a new bolt from a nut and bolt store, I cleaned it first with a solvent, right? And I didn't have any starting fluid, so I used carbon choke cleaner, which is fine too, just something to get the oil, the thread cutting oil off. And then I used blue Loctite, and you don't want to use red because this is not a permanent. This is going to end up needing to be pulled off again. Just a little bit of blue Loctite on the threads, not on the end, because you don't want it, you know, causing problems where it goes, or the head, but right at the threads and close to the bottom. So just like one drop of blue Loctite, and then I torqued it up to spec. But I did want the real bolt, right? So I called the dealer, talked to him about it. They're like, you're right, it was a safety inspection. You know, we did go over all the critical bolts. That is a critical bolt, so we'll give you a bolt. So I have the bolt. I'm going to put it in today, and I'll show you that. And I'll go over that process again. And the reason why I wanted the real bolt is because this being stainless, eventually, and I'm talking, you know, 10, 15 years, whatever, over the strain of its life being a critical bolt holding this caliper and the temperature changes we have here in Arizona, it could eventually weaken and break, whereas this bolt is designed to last for years and years and years. So I did want the real bolt, but I was safe to ride it with this bolt being as good quality as it is. And I asked Harley, I says, how much does that bolt cost if I was to buy it? And they said anywhere from $200 to $700 for this bolt, which is just insane. So my backup plan would be to take this back to the nut and bolt store, have them special order one like this that's made out of an alloy or even titanium that's going to hold up to, you know, the pressures of being a bolt for a brake system. But since Harley gave me the bolt, then I'm good, and I'm going to be putting that in today, and then this will be my backup. So keep watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the rest of this video and or on the next video. Okay, so what we got here, we got the carbon choke cleaner, we got an ACDelco digital torque adapter. It's one of my favorite tools of all time. I'll just show you that in motion. I'll put a link in the description. This is blue Loctite, and then we have a number 8mm impact socket hex key, which you want to use impact anytime you're torquing. Don't use your chrome one if you have a chrome one. And then we have a 1/2-inch drive socket. So plan is, again, pull this bolt back out, and then the bolt from Harley, which, excuse me, it's in my pocket, here it is. So here's that super expensive, you know, aluminum alloy correct Harley bolt that we're going to put in, and it doesn't look like there's thread cutting oil on here, but we're going to clean it nonetheless, and show you a few things with that. Alright, so I'm trying to set this up so that you can see it. We're going to back this bolt back out, and the Loctite has had a chance to set, so yeah, we might have to move the foam. No, maybe not. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit tough to break, probably not too bad. Yep, there it goes, it's already coming. And we're just going to back this guy back out, and then clean and Loctite the other bolt. And see, even as it's backing out, it's not like finger able to come out. That's because our Loctite has been set up. It's been in there for a few days, gone on a few rides, and it's all set. So we gotta take this bolt all the way out. Oh, I'm not sure you can see very good there. Let's scoot over a little if possible. Let's see what you guys got there. Kind of right at the bright corner of the video there, but let's back this bolt out. See if I can get a little bit better angle for you, maybe. Alright, now I can do hand. You can feel the threads kind of gripping. It's got that Loctite on there, so here's the old bolt. You see the threads and everything are fine. And now we're gonna open the bag for this new bolt. And now I'm feeling it with my fingers. I'm feeling some oil residue on there, so we're gonna clean that off. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here. I got a paver over here. And we're just gonna set it upside down and give it a good little bath of cleaner there. And you want to get it dry before you do anything with it. So make sure those threads get dry. Almost there. Alright, then the next step is we want to do a little bit of blue thread locker. And again, you know, only on the threads, not anywhere else. A little dab will do you is all it needs. So we're just gonna do just a little bit right there. That's it. That's all we're doing. Put the lid back on this guy. Alright, and that'll actually lube it just enough to help it go in and everything, and then we can torque it up. We're going to get this in there. You always want to start bolts by hand, not. And that's already filling the previous Loctite. I think we're just going to double check that we're not hurting anything yet. Alright, let's see if I can get this phone to sit at an angle that you guys can see. I don't know if that's going to stay. Maybe that will stay. Alright. So we're just going to get this bolt to go in. That didn't work as planned. Alright, let's see here. There we go. So we're just going to get this bolt in and then we're going to torque it. And I'll show you guys what that looks like. And it's the ratchet sound, but honestly I'm not putting any pressure. I could push this down with one finger. So I'm not stripping the threads or nothing. I know that this is going in correctly. The threads aren't galling. Plus, you know, like I said, that Loctite is going to lube it up just enough that, you know, it's not going to bind or nothing, which is what you want. Okay, so we're going to get that snug against the brake copper right there, and that's it. We're not going to snug it down because now I'm going to do my torque adapter. So I'm going to get the torque adapter out, turn it on, check what it's set to, push and hold the power button. It's set to 45 because last time I used it was for this. So leave it on, oops. Leave it on foot-pounds, give it a second and it'll reset to 0, 0. Alright, now I'm going to take the socket, pop the extension out, because now my torque adapter is going to be my extension. Okay, get that there, this on there. We're still at 0, 0, so we're good. Let's see if I can give you guys a good view of this. You turn, and as soon as it gets over 25, it'll start displaying there. See, there we go, 29, 30, 33, 36, 39. I'm gonna have to 42. There we go, we're at 45. So she's on, she's got Loctite, and she's torqued, and now you can see that bolt looks identical to that bolt because it's a Harley bolt. And we have our good old stainless here for another time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I think if they would have torqued this during the safety inspection, it would have never backed out, but who knows. And I'm just going to keep an eye on it. You can actually see it with the bag on. If you look down from the top, you can see your bolts, but it's always a good idea to check your critical bolts like the ones holding your brake caliper on. And let me know how I did. You know, is that what a certified mechanic would do? Did I miss any steps? Comments from you gurus, appreciate it. And if this video was helpful, entertaining in any way, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.